You should not be at full, ejectable, lather, frothing, rabid dog anger 4 minutes into a basketball game. Take your brother and ignore him so you can have your temper tantrum, you child. Freaking Draymond. You know, you could see with the near clothesline that he gave a Heat player in Miami that there was a little just suggestion of reckless, careless Draymond maybe going along with the Warriors on this 4-game road trip. Draymond doesn't last 5 minutes before getting ejected for arguing in a game that, like, look, the Warriors are all out of mulligans, man. You got to win all of these bad boys from here on out. And the one thing that you saw right away was that Steph Curry, I don't want to say like reached a breaking point, but I've never seen Curry as exasperated because of Draymond Green as he was in that game in Orlando. Steph Curry tried to be the guy who jumped in between Draymond and the ref and come on, man, we have just started this game tonight. We are, haven't even reached the 8-minute mark of the first quarter here, Draymond. You shouldn't be that fired up about anything yet. Really. I mean, honestly, you should not be at full, ejectable, lather, frothing, rabid dog anger 4 minutes into a basketball game. But there's Draymond Green getting ejected because he can't stop talking. I mean, that's it. He didn't even really have a position to defend. It was one of those like, okay, man, just stop talking. That's all you got to do. And Draymond can't, man. He can't. And look, he is a very talented basketball player. He's also absolutely selfish. He, instead of rising to the pressure in any moment, he is just as likely to be swallowed by it. This was his 4th ejection of the NBA season, the first since being ordered to NBA therapy after his 5-game suspension, and then 16-game please get yourself together absence that the NBA and the Warriors insisted he have. And look, there are 2 more years of Draymond under a guaranteed deal. The 3rd year after that is a player option, which we all know Draymond will be very interested in picking up. So basically, this is Draymond being like this through the 2026-27 season. And like, Draymond has been so thoroughly rewarded for his totally unnecessary behavior where he's starring in like T-Mobile commercials now during the NCAA tournament. And he's like, sometimes I make bad choices, but then I make good choices and then bad choices and then good choices. Like, this is his brand. He is actually proud of this. And he is trying to make money off of this. And, immediately he records a podcast and he says, and I quote, "It just can't happen. I said what I said. I deserve to be kicked out at that point. If I'm all the way honest with y'all kind of trying to turn my body and angle it to go to the bench, but I said it a little too soon before angling my body. But yeah, that just can't happen." We've heard it all before. I mean, the just can't happen talking point has been so thoroughly examined by Draymond and everyone who's been looking at this guy's career, and it continues to happen. So the concept of that can't happen with like 11 games left in an NBA season, even though Draymond knows it, he refuses to understand it or implement that knowledge, or it's just so frustrating. And in spite of Draymond, the Warriors actually get a win. One of their better wins of the entire year, considering they were down Draymond Green 4 minutes into that game. If Andrew Wiggins brought that level of play to the court on a near nightly basis, the Warriors would be a 5 seed. The Warriors would be a 4 seed. If Andrew Wiggins played like that all the time, we wouldn't do video and segment after segment where I'm bagging on Andrew Wiggins. Like, this is what's frustrating about this guy. Draymond Green is like one of the biggest yin-yang players in the history of basketball. He'll put an awful lot on the table, and he will swipe it off like he is a busboy all at the same time. The 19th career regular season ejection for Draymond Green. That is the second most in NBA history over the last 25 years. Only Saint Rashid has more career ejections than Draymond Green. Rasheed Wallace was 25. Draymond is at 19. He will absolutely, own that record over the last 25 years by the time his contract is up with the Golden State Warriors. You can feel like he really wants it. Like, you really can. Draymond Green, I think, actually covets the all-time ejected NBA. And look, here's the thing. I'm not asking everyone to be a Boy Scout. I'm not asking everybody to be a great guy at all times. Sometimes you reach a boiling point. That boiling point for Draymond is before any other pot starts to simmer. Draymond is on full boil. And it's a mental weakness that proves that Draymond isn't as smart as he thinks he is, isn't as clever as he thinks he is, isn't as tough as he thinks he is, because he gives in to his own worst habits as often as any NBA player gives into his worst habits since Rasheed Wallace. I mean, you could see like the angel on one shoulder, the devil on the other, and the devil just winning every single argument. Draymond, behave worse. Say more. Don't stop talking. Ignore Steph Curry begging you to stop talking. Ignore the man who has literally secured your career as an incredible basketball player. Take your brother and ignore him so you can have your temper tantrum, you child. Curry was in full, this fucking guy. You could just see it. He's exasperated. And Curry understands how delicate of a thread that this entire year is dangling from. And you're going to pull this bullshit, Draymond? Come on, man. And there's, Draymond waiting for him right at the locker room, big embrace. I hope Steph Curry whispered in his ear, "You are an asshole." Draymond Green luckily didn't ruin it for the entire team. Luckily, the Golden State Warriors found themselves in the win column in spite of Draymond Green's actions. How many more suspensions and therapy sessions and life lessons do you need to be told? It's like I'm talking to my 4-year-old, Jack. Jack, do you understand not to do that? Yes, I do, Dad. 5 minutes later, he's doing it. He's 4. So, it's okay. He's 4. Draymond Green, not 4 years old. But he acts like it, and he's committed to acting like it. Like he refuses to do anything other than go temper tantrum Draymond Green. From here on out, it's going to be Steph Curry's brilliance and Andrew Wiggins actually letting his own nuts drop and playing good basketball, and Trace Jackson Davis getting better and healthier again, and Klay Thompson's hitting shots, and Pajemski's giving you good minutes, and Chris Paul's not getting plucked at midcourt. Man, Chris Paul's slowing down. It doesn't look good. It just doesn't look right with only 10 games remaining in this season for the Warriors. Thanks for watching. Tune into the Damon Bruce Show live on YouTube every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.